this is a good matchup for both these guys.
You know, we still have 2 more rounds to go, and there's been quite a bit of action.
If it goes that way, I mean.
Whoa! That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Javier Obregon just took a flying knee.
Wow.
He ducked when Johnson came up, and that's one of the scarier things.
He's unconscious, toes.
So it's funny, right? So go back to something that you said. So it's funny that you say, because I always wonder, right? I can't have you punch me in the face, and then we be friends. Like, you feel me? Like, that's, like, I can't, like, that shit, where they be hugging and shit, like, no, bro. Like, you just tried to kill me. Like, I can't be your friend, right? So I always wondered that, right? Now, so I was sitting here watching you do some training. So I took some videos, some pictures and stuff like that. Videos, rather, not pictures. So I'm going to try to put all the videos in here once I edit it. So I was sitting here watching you train, and make sure it's recording again. Okay. I am my production crew. Don't judge me. So sitting here watching you train. So now I've always been curious, right? Because clearly, I'm a boxing fan as well. I was boxing before. I was UFC when they, back in the Tito Ortiz days and Chuck Liddell days, and what's the dude name? Bash Ritten. Yeah, man, back in those days, right? So now, as an audience, we have so much access to the cornerman and listen to what the cornermen say. And what I don't understand is, man, and Joe Rogan talks about this shit a lot. I feel like the cornermen are never honest. You know what I mean? Some are never honest. And I don't understand why, because my thing is, if I'm fighting, right? So, so for instance, right? So, and I'm talking about bodybuilding, right? So I do bodybuilding, right? Like nothing on the big stage yet. But when I have a coach, I want my coach to tell me, hey man, you look like absolute fucking trash, right? Don't tell me I look good, then I go on stage and I'm getting fucking destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with me, you feel me? Now, going back to fighting or whatever, right? I've seen fights where dudes are like, yo, am I winning? And they've gotten fucked up. And the cornerman will be like, yeah, man, you got that round.
Oh, hell no.
Or they'll be, or they won't be honest with them. So it was one of BJ Penn fights a couple years ago. BJ Penn, I don't remember who he was fighting. I can't remember who he was fighting. But his cornermen, they weren't telling him no adjustments, and they wasn't telling him that he was winning. So he fought like he was winning, and it's like, how can you not see that you're actually losing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my thing is, man, like when you're training somebody, so like, what is your mindset, right? And and when I say that, for example, right, do you train them? And we talked about this a little earlier. Do you train them for the opponent, right, that they're getting ready to fight, or do you train them with a very specific game plan that you have in mind for them?
So when I train my fighters for a fight, I don't train them off of the fighter's abilities.
Got you. Okay.
I never do
off of
that.
their opponent's ability.
Oh yeah, off the opponent's
Gotcha.
abilities. I never do that for the simple fact that anything can change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I go off of habits.
Habits of the opponent or habits of the person?
Habits of the opponent.
Oh, okay.
So like, I don't necessarily be like, okay, well he's good with his hands. Let's
Okay.
work kicks.
Okay.
That's not me. I'm like, okay, he's good with his hands,
Mhm.
but what does he do with his hands when he's done using them?
Okay.
Does his
So-
hands come back to his face?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Does he drop his hands? Does he throw his hands from his hips instead of his
Yeah.
chest and his shoulders like he should? Those little details, those fine details, because that's what sets it apart.
Yeah.
Where someone steps,
Mhm.
how far off to the left do they rotate, or to the right do they rotate?
So do you watch video?
Yes.
So now, see, this is another thing I have, right? So I heard Floyd Mayweather say this. I've never believed it ever. But Floyd Mayweather said he never watches video of his opponents, ever. So he's 50 and 0.
You know what? I think that's true though.
I can't believe that.
I
The
think
only reason why I can't believe that, man, is because, okay, so you watched the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
You watched the only video I would honestly say that he's never watched is when he fought Shane Mosley. When he fought Shane Mosley, I think in the third round, Shane Mosley hit his ass with an overhand right. Really should have beat Floyd that particular. That round, he should have beat his ass. That round, he should have beat his ass, man. But I feel like when he hurt him, Shane got nervous and didn't know how to close that fight. But anyway, Floyd, man, Floyd said he doesn't watch his opponent's fights. But if you watch him when he fought Canelo, and you watch him when he fought Pacquiao, and you watch him when he fought, who's the first dude that I can't think of is the Mexican fighter name?
De La Hoya?
No, that beat Pacquiao, that knocked Pacquiao out. And then they said that he might have some of his gloves or whatever.
Oh, dang, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
I can't think of his name. But anyway, so you watch when Floyd fought him. If you watch that fight, Floyd knew every single move he was going to make before he made it. Every single one. I study fights, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every single move that he knew he was going to make, every single move he made, he knew he was going to make it before. So if you watch when Floyd had his little shoulder check up, right? And every single time he wouldn't go punch, Floyd knew where his feet were going to be. He knew where his hands were going to be. He knew how to come into him, knew how to come back, knew how to react to him. And you watch, even when he knocked out that young kid, when the kid like headbutted him, and he came back and then Floyd like hit him with the overhand right or whatever, man. You watch that fight, I feel like personally he watches video. But that's here nor there. Floyd said he doesn't, so whatever, right? So now you say you watch and you study videos of the people that you're fighting, right?
Yeah.
You say you watch habits. So let me see. So I'm guessing a person's habits never change.
Never.
That's crazy.
Never.
I feel
You've
like
been training with the same. You've been training with the same trainer, and you're 4 fights in, and you do the same thing in your 4 fights.
Right.
That's just the way you guys train. So, like going back to the Floyd thing, I want to elaborate on it because I know Floyd's dad very well.
Yeah,
very,
well, I personally don't know his dad, but my father-in-law has worked with him before.
Oh, see, I know him personally because he's from Michigan.
Okay, gotcha.
Grand Rapids is just
Yeah.
right down the road.
Okay.
And I've gone to his gym a lot. He fights everybody the same way. Now, here's what sets him apart when he fights different people. When he fights different people, and you see him do different.
He does make
sets.
adjustments though. His adjustments are disgusting.
When he makes those adjustments off of your habits. And he doesn't study your habits. He just sees it in the fight.
Yeah.
So he defends himself very well.
That's disgusting, bro.
And it makes you open up.
Yeah.
When you open up, you show him what you do.
Yeah.
So if you step in and throw a left body hook a lot
Yeah.
to the overhand right,
Yeah.
he's going to
Adjusting it.
slide because you're throwing the left body hook right here. He's going to slide, and then he knows he needs to roll his shoulder because you're going to come with the overhand. So he's going to slide like this, and he does it a lot. That's what people do normally
Yeah.
to him because they can't corner him. He moves a lot.
Yeah.
So they want to cut off his body because when you tap the body, person stops. If you tap somebody in the head, they just go through. They're like, oh, okay, and keep going. You hit somebody in their body, it slows them down.
Yeah.
So they always want to tap the body first and slow them down, and then try to cut the angle. And he sees it and he reads it all the time.
It's crazy to hear you break it down because you understand and you see it, and then to me to watch it, I'm thinking I know it, right? It's so like the breakdown is different. So that's fucking insane, man.
Yeah, bro. His IQ, like people always.
Oh, his
make
fight
jokes.
IQ is stupid.
People make jokes about him like not being smart and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Dude's a genius, bro.
Okay, so we can kind of like break that down, right? So when it comes to fighting, I've never, and this is MMA, boxing. Maybe you can say John Jones is better. Maybe you can say shit, man. What was my man name that just lost? Tyron Woodley. Maybe you can say Tyron Woodley. Maybe you can say DC, whatever, right? But Floyd's IQ for fighting, to me, as a fan watching it, is bar none. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, right? Everybody talks about, oh, well, Conor McGregor almost beat him. If you think Conor McGregor is going to have a chance, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like
Shut up.
He had no chance.
You know what I'm saying? Floyd said he's going to knock. Floyd tried to put a bet on himself to knock him out in the 10th round. People don't really know that, but he couldn't bet on himself, so he had whatever. So the bet was made, I'm guessing. But anyway, so so those are people who don't really understand that. But okay, so now going to so I like that, man. So you tell your fighters that you do habits. So thinking about that, right? So I'm a competitor myself, football side. I'm old, you know what I'm saying? So I have to make and when I compete for the Army Navy game, one thing I do is if I have an offensive lineman in front of me who's trying to block me, thinking about the habit part of it, I do watch his feet, watch his hands, and I watch how he moves. So that makes sense. So I like.
Yeah,
that.
I've coached football before actually.
Yeah.
So like I usually tell mine when someone's defending them, you
Yeah.
always know what their intentions are.
Yeah.
If they're gonna fade with you, or if they're gonna try to blow past you like blitz.
Yeah.
They dig their feet to the ground.
Yeah.
They get ready for that push off.
Yeah.
They distribute their body weight a little bit forward instead of back.
Showing the white knuckles down.
Yep,
Mhm.
exactly. So like I always tell people that because I train in all sports. I'm actually certified to train in gymnastics as well. I just got that certification 2 years ago. And
Dope.
It's super awesome training
Dope.
gymnastics. So like anything fitness wise,
Yeah.
I've like put my head into that,
Nice.
like everything.
I've been watching your conditioning, man. Your conditioning is fucking insane.
Yeah, I do some off the wall crazy stuff with conditioning,
I'm
and it's full body workouts.
Yeah, it's
Full body
it's
workouts.
fucking crazy. So I want to kind of go back because I don't know if we actually elaborated on this. But so after a round,
Mhm.
if your opponent is winning or losing, are you completely honest with them?
Completely. I never tell them that they're winning, even if they're winning. I never tell my because when you say to them they're winning, they get lackadaisy.
Right.
Or they continue to do what they're doing. I don't need you to continue to do exactly what you're doing
Mhm.
because when he went to his corner,
Yeah.
his cornerman saw what you were doing.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell him how to revert or counter
Uh-huh.
on what you're gonna do. So you're not gonna come in the corner and I'm gonna be like, man, you're doing so freaking good, let's do it, keep doing exactly what you're doing. No, it's not gonna work out like that. I'm gonna be like, hey, a little more on this, a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
more on this, a little more on this. You look good here,
Uh-huh.
you look good here, I need you to do better here.
Right. So that's interesting to me because I would feel like that would play on the person's psyche if you don't tell them that they're winning or not losing.
Exactly, because but if you tell them that, like I'll tell them too, it's too close.
Ah, got you. Okay.
It's too close.
I
It's
like
too
that.
close.
I
It's
like
too
that.
close for me.
I like that. Yeah.
I need you to do more.
Yeah, I like that. So now, if you're, I'm just checking this. So this is really 42 minutes. I think it's gonna be this long. But so if you're, so if you're sitting outside the ring,
Mhm.
and you have, let me see if I word this question. Okay, so when you're sitting outside the ring, right?
Mhm.
Do you yell like combinations to do?
Nope.
Why?
Nope.
Because I'm tell you why. I'm tell you why I asked why. The reason I asked why, man, is because you watch. I'm pretty sure it's Chuck Liddell Tito Ortiz fight, the second time they fought. Chuck Liddell cornerman, which I don't know who it was back then, but Chuck Liddell cornerman yelled out to him 1-2, right? And so if you look, it was like 1-2 something. But whatever it was, whatever he yelled out, Chuck Liddell heard it. And when Chuck Liddell heard it,
Exactly.
and he executed that fucking plan, he knocked fucking Tito Ortiz out. You know what I'm saying? So I've always wondered, like, do people actually, if you're yelling out something, is it real? You know what I'm saying? Is it real, or is it to fuck with the other person that they're fighting against?
So no, it's real, but that's what it comes to. You training every day with a specific coach,
Yeah, yeah.
and then y'all are developing game plans and code names.
Yeah.